Today on General Hospital, Sam gives Nina advice. Sonny asks Diane for information, and Willow pleads with Michael. Diane drops by Sonny's office as he asks to see her. Sonny wants to know what the SEC has against Carly. She says that is privileged information and he's no longer married to Carly. Sonny says he just wants to know what Carly's up against and how they get her out of this. Diane says she can talk about the case hypothetically. Hypothetically speaking, she says the SEC can prove insider trading, and if the case goes to trial, Carly will lose. Sonny says then it can't go to trial. He says he has contacts, but Diane laughs that there is no way the feds will back down, and they have a tip from a credible source. Sonny says they need to discredit the source, which means finding out who the source is. Diane tells Sonny they can't force the SEC to reveal their source, and the damning evidence is the timeline of Carly's investment and the merger. She notes Carly would have made a fortune if the merger went through, and Carly had insider information thanks to Drew. Diane explains this is the textbook definition of insider trading. Sonny thinks it makes no sense to take Carly down as she's broke, and she's not a hedge fund manager. He quickly realizes Drew is who the feds are after and Carly is just leverage. Sonny asks if the feds will make a deal with Carly. Diane says if they do, does he really think she'll take it? Diane asks if the situations were reversed. Does he think Carly would be doing all this for him? He has no doubt. At the hospital, Carly asks Dante if he has any information on the SEC case against her. She already knows Sonny is the reason the feds let her go and bought Drew more time by sending the feds on a wild goose chase. Dante says he knows things have been strained between her and Sonny, but did she expect him to step back and let her handle her problems alone? Carly admits she did, but whatever has happened, on some level, Sonny is still who he has always been. She wasn't surprised it was Sonny who helped her last night. Even when they are at their worst, they are still there for one another. Dante warns Carly that given how fast the SEC is working, it likely means they have a strong case. Carly realizes she should likely contact Diane. Sam runs into Nina, and Nina asks if she could tell her about Willow's wedding. Sam tells her how beautiful Willow was, how cute the kids were, and that the vows were real and hopeful. She says the wedding was perfect until the SEC showed up. Sam says whoever tipped off the SEC had the most heartless timing, but at least the ceremony was over and they were married. Nina asks how upset Willow was. Sam answers very, as Carly and Willow have formed a bond, a friendship. Nina knows Carly has become the mother Willow never had. Nina rants that Willow's devotion to Carly still boggles her mind, given if Carly had told the truth months ago, they could have avoided all this and Willow could have had her transplant. Sam says in Willow's eyes, Carly has been loving and accepts her as she is. Nina knows she made a lot of mistakes, but she is still Willow's mother. Sam says that sometimes knowing that makes things worse. Sam tells Nina about when she found out Alexis was her mother. She hated her, and she resented the idea that just because they were related she was expected to love her. Nina asks how they got to where they are now. Sam says it took a lot of time, and trial and error. Nina fears time is not something she and Willow might have. Sam suggests Carly could help her with that. Nina says Carly would never help her. Sam says she could try. Instead of fighting, she could tell Carly that she's sorry and needs her help. Sam wishes her luck and walks off. Later, Nina runs into Carly, and they both stand there silently. Michael sits with Willow in her room and tells her that with Drew and Albrecht on the way, she's going to live. She tells him he never gave up hope, and he thinks now they can properly celebrate in Paris after she's recovered. He suggests they look up places to stay in Paris. Willow stops him and asks him if still has the footage of his father. He does, and she asks if he turned it over to the FBI. He admits he hasn't, so she asks him to delete it. He insists this is important footage of a crime, but she says this will divide his family. Willow asks him to think about his sisters. Michael says he has, and everyone in Sonny's orbit is in danger, and eventually his sisters will know what Sonny really does and be expected to look the other way. He doesn't want that for them. Willow says if he turns Sonny in, Don and Avery will not just lose their father, but him too. She says his siblings will hate him for sending their dad to prison and blame him. She begs Ed not to make those girls choose between him and their father. She says she's not asking him to forgive Sonny or make peace, but she grew up without a family and believes that keeping their family whole is more important than bringing Sonny to justice. Diane interrupts with the news that Drew and Albrecht are on their way back, so it's time to prep her for her transplant. Joss goes to see Dex at his place and cries to him that they can't find Spencer. She explains Trina called her from Greenland, and the haunted star exploded, and they are still searching for Spencer. She knows Trina will be devastated if he's gone. She hates that Trina is so miserable while they are so happy. She says once Michael turns in that evidence, he'll be free, and they can finally figure out what they mean to each other in the real world. She fears that's a chance Trina and Spencer might not get. In Greenland, Trina waits in a WSB hangar with Ace. Valentin enters, and she asks if there is any word on Spencer. Valentin says there is no sign of him, but he fills her in on what he knows. He says the WSB is searching the haunted star wreckage. Anna's in Europe dealing with diplomats and the WSB, and Curtis is being debriefed. He says a plane is waiting to take them home, but she won't leave without Spencer. An agent enters and reveals they've recovered a body from the wreckage. Valentin and Trina are taken to a room with a body bag. The agent opens it, and it's Victor. Trina is relieved and knows Spencer is still alive. Trina leaves the room and tells Ace that she knew his brother was alive. She calls Spencer a pain in the ass at times, but he's worth it. She flashes back to moments with Spencer. Valentin remains in the room with his dead father. He wonders what he's supposed to say, a word of regret, a wish something could have been different. He says Victor claimed he watched him from afar his entire life, and he's grateful he stayed away, and he wasn't raised by him. He's going to make sure future Cassadines will be proud of their name, and is grateful to say for the last time, "Goodbye, Father." Valentin returns to Trina and says they need to return to Port Charles. She refuses to leave without Spencer. Valentin says the WSB will keep looking for him, but she needs to take Ace back to his mother. He also says her family is waiting for her. Trina can't leave Spencer and knows he's alive. Valentin explains there is nothing more they can do here. The agent leads Valentin, who is holding Ace, and Laura, who is comforting Trina, to the plane. Suddenly Spencer stumbles out from behind some rocks. Laura gasps, and Trina runs and leaps into his arms, and they passionately kiss. On the next General Hospital, Tracy vents about another crisis she was not told about. Olivia and Brooklyn block Ned from leaving out the front door of the Quartermain mansion. Olivia asks, "Going somewhere?" Joss tells Dex, "Sounds like just what I need right now." Diane says to a smiling Robert, "Present company very much excluded." Sam tells Dante, "For his sake, I'm willing to make the effort." Willow fears this could be the last time she holds his hand. Crying, Nina says, "Please, Carly, will you help me?" Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our General Hospital 24 channel and stay with us.